Hello, beautiful soul sisters. Stephanie here from spiritualbossbabe.com. I want to talk about angels today. I just got inspired to come on here and talk about this. I don't know why. Actually, probably because I'm supposed to. So I want to talk about working with angels, how I started, and how you can too, and a little bit about that. So I'm just gonna get on here on my laptop so I make sure that I can see comments because it wasn't working yesterday. So when you come on, say hey so I know that you're here. Replay people, say hey. Just getting set up. Oh, cool, I see your comments. Good. Hey, Sienna. Okay, so first of all, and I feel like I say this every time, I just want to welcome the new people to the group. It's obviously continuing to grow as fast as it's been in the last few months. It's been growing I feel like 1,000 people a week, so I feel like I have to keep welcoming the new people. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Stephanie Bellinger. I created this group for us soul sisters to come together, support each other, empower each other, and just rise together, right? And shine our light and live out our purpose. So that is who I am. You can check out my site at spiritualbossbabe.com to see the other things that, I'm all about. So anyway, talking about angels, I actually want to share a story with you, but before I do, oh, that's so good, Sienna. Oh, yeah, you noticed when, I don't know when you joined, but sorry, I read your comment wrong. I thought you said something else. But anyway, so I started working with angels or getting into the whole angel thing when I was about 15, and I'm now 31, by the way, just in case you're wondering. This was a time in my life when I was in a really abusive relationship. It was a really low point in my life, and I would often just feel these nudges inside of me to, I don't know, I just felt like something was with me, was helping me, whatever. And I was always into psychics and spiritual woo stuff from that young age. So I got my first deck of angel cards when I was 15. I got Doreen Virtue's Healing with Angels cards. And I started playing with them, and around the same time I started learning how to meditate and doing these guided meditations to meet my spirit guides and angels and stuff. And one of my first meditations that I did, I don't know if this was the first, but it was one of the first meditations. And I remember, I'll never forget this. I did a meditation to meet my spirit guides, and I ended up meeting an angel, I believe. And so in the meditation, I was in this beautiful, beautiful forest. It was so real. I heard this water in the background. I heard the birds chirping, in my mind. It was so real that it really, really felt like I was there. It brought tears to my eyes. That's how real it was. And during that meditation, I asked, I was waiting to meet my spirit guides or angels or whatever. And so I was sitting on this bench in the meditation, and all I see was this really, really bright white light, coming towards me in the meditation. And I didn't see a face or anything. It was just this really, really bright, blinding light. In the shape of a person coming towards me. And so I didn't know what to make of that. I thought it was a spirit guide or whatever, or I didn't know. I also thought oh, maybe this is just in my mind. So I asked what their name was, and the first thing that popped in my mind, and mind you, I was 15, I didn't know what any of this meant. The first thing that popped into my mind was Celeste. Right? And the first thing I thought about was the pizza, the frozen pizza. Cause I never, I didn't know what Celeste meant. I never really heard that word before. Other than the brand of pizza, there's a frozen pizza brand called Celeste. So I remember, and I wrote all of this down. So after the meditation, I just remember, just being there and feeling all this love and stuff. After the meditation, I wrote it all down in my journal. And I actually looked up what the name Celeste meant, and it actually means from the heavens. So when I found that out, I was like, it means like from the heavens or heavenly, right? So I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, like that's really weird. Like, I guess it, because part of me still was like, oh my God, what if this is just all in my head? What if I'm just making this up? And then there was another part of me that was like, no, that's really like legit. I just looked up that name and that's what it meant. Like, there's no way I could just pull that out of my ass, So then I was just like, man, I still like needed some extra, signs, I guess. So I continued to meditate, and I asked for signs in waking life. So this is when 11:11 started to happen, and I would see 11:11 everywhere. That's why I got the tattoo. I would see it everywhere, multiple times a day, on houses, on license plates, on the seconds I was on the phone, on clocks. Like, it was ridiculous. So I started seeing it all the time, and I was like, man, like, there's no way I could see this that freaking much. Like, this is just weird. So I searched what that meant, and lo and behold, it is like the sign from the angels, or the awakening code, or it means like, it has so much meaning to it. Like, your DNA has been upgraded, it's the light workers calling, whatever. So I was like, holy shit, like, this is really like legit. But there was still freaking part of me who was like, no, like, maybe I'm just like going crazy. Like, there was this small part of me that was like, man, like, I know this is real, but like, this is crazy cool. This is like crazy, but like really fascinating. And I wish I could, like, at that time I was like, man, I wish I could like see them in real life, like angels or whatever in real life or whatever, or just have more signs in waking life. So I asked for one more sign. Like, they're probably like, what do we need to do to like, So I asked for one more sign. I was like, okay, all right, so can you please give me like one more, like, all right, this is the fucking sign. So I went to work. I worked at like an office job back then. I think I was around, this was later. This wasn't when I started working with the angels and stuff when I was 15, but this was probably around when I was like, I don't know, 17. The time's all mixed up. But anyway, I worked at an office job, and I went to work this day that I asked for that final sign. I went to work, and I, parked my car, went inside, whatever. At the end of the day, I went back in my car, and on my driver's seat, on the middle of the seat, was my cross necklace that I hadn't seen in months. Like, I lost it. Like, I had this, necklace of a cross, and I haven't seen it in months. And literally the day that I asked for that sign, or the day after or whatever, it was right on the middle of my driver's seat in my car, like when I left work. I didn't notice it in the morning. I didn't notice it when I got in my car. So when I saw that, I was like, I had just goosebumps. I'll never forget it. I was like, oh wow, like, that's really legit. That's like really, really, really legit. Like, that was obviously a way to get my attention, and say, okay, this is your sign. So it was really, really, really cool. And ever since then, I, have always like talked to the angels, like in my mind, or write notes in my journal or my phone. Like, I'll write notes to God, to the angels, to the universe, whatever, and I noticed that the more I actually ask for their help, the more signs I get, right? Like, so that is what I want to talk about, is the fact that I don't know, like, I'm sure a lot of you know stuff like about angel stuff, and some of you may be like really new to this, but the thing is that the angels are here to help you on your journey, to help you, live out your purpose, to help you have, attract the things that you desire, all of that stuff. They want to, they're here to guide you, to help you, to, keep you on track. So they can't really interfere or whatever unless you, I mean, they don't really interfere, they guide you, but you have to ask for their help. So ask, like, just ask for their help. Ask, you know, God, universe, angels, whatever, ask them, and pay attention to signs, because they communicate in signs, and usually it's numbers. And I feel like I was inspired to do this video today because I've been seeing angel numbers all day, and I see them often, but I specifically was really speaking to them last night, and like just saying like my goals, and you know, asking for guidance and signs and things like that. So and I've been looking up like all this stuff lately again about like earth angels and shit. So anyway, I had this conversation with myself, actually with them, last night, and today I saw the number 54 like 4 times already, and then I saw 444, 44 like 5 times. So I looked up what those numbers meant, because like numbers have different vibrations and meanings and stuff. So when I read the message and everything, I was like, wow, okay, like, all right, you know, I'm doing the right thing. I'm really, this is the message that they want to give me, whatever. And it's just really, really cool. So if you like want to start working with angels more, I would suggest that first of all, you should totally get a deck, an oracle deck. I started with Doreen Virtue decks. If you want to see, this one is one of my favorite Archangel Michael cards. I actually had another meditation that he came in, and I didn't find that out, that it was really him, for a while. I will tell you that story in a second. I like Archangel Michael cards, and I also really love these Kyle Gray cards. Now, these aren't he does have angel cards, but these are the Keepers of Light, but he does have another angel deck. I don't have that one yet, but I'm going to add it to my collection because the artwork in this is so beautiful. Can you see? It's like, even the cover is like awesome. So, I'm trying to not get too squirrel brained, because I'm giving you steps of how to connect with your angels, with angels in general. So first get a deck of cards. That's how I started. But before I go on with how you can connect with angels, I want to share my Archangel Michael story real quick. So around that same time that I met Celeste, it's funny because I remember feeling crazy. I'm like, I would never tell anyone about this. They'll think I'm crazy. But whatever, now I am. So, and I have since. But I did another meditation, and I was in a forest. Like, I was sitting on this bench in like a clearing. I can remember it vividly in my mind, like it was a real memory. So I was in this forest. There was a clearing in the middle of the forest. There's all these trees, and like the sun was beaming down. And so I was sitting on this bench that was there, and this man came walking up, and I did see him. This man came walking up, and he sat down on the bench, and he was wearing like a suit and like a bow tie, and his hair was like slicked back or to the side or whatever, and he was like all dressed up. And he sat down, and I wrote this in my journal too that I still have. He sat down on the bench, and I started asking questions. Now, I didn't hear him talk. I just got like words in my mind or whatever. So like I asked him his name, and it sounded like, or it looked like, I don't remember how I actually got the message, but it looked like Mikhail or something, or like whatever. It wasn't like Michael, but it like seemed like Mikhail or some other kind of like weird way to say it. And then I just started asking random questions. I was like, okay, well, like, what's your favorite color? And I know this is so random, guys. I was like, what's your favorite color? And he said popcorn. And I was like, what? And he was like making some weird jokes or something. And then he was like, blue. And so after, this is years later, I actually Googled it. I like researched like Archangel Michael, like, you know, what is his color? His color is blue, by the way. And I didn't find this out till, you know, a long time later after I found that journal and read it. And then I also, he's known to have like a sense of humor and, you know, be really, whatever. So I just was like, wow. So I guess like that was Archangel Michael. I've always felt this connection with him. And he is like the archangel who brings strength and all of that stuff. And I feel like he was probably with me a lot when I was leaving my abusive relationship, when I was asking for guidance and help to leave that, because I was a really, really, really deep time in my life, and that's when I started getting into all this stuff. So it was really, really cool. And, I haven't really done those guided meditations or visualizing it like that in a long time. And you know what? That's what I'm going to do today. That's what I'm going to do. So anyway, some other things that, some other ways that you can connect with angels is meditate, obviously, and do a guided meditation. You guys can find like a guided meditation on YouTube. You can probably even search like angels guided meditation or something, and do that, or meet the angels or whatever. Like, you could search YouTube and find really good guided meditations, guys. Like, you should try it. So that's another thing. And then the third thing is write a letter to them, or to whoever you feel comfortable, God, angels, universe, whatever. Write a letter and like just write out like all of the things that you're seeking guidance with, or that you want, assistance with, or asking for signs, and just be open. Just be open and receptive to subtle signs that come your way. Usually it's in the form of numbers, but it can be in the form of so many things. Like, it can be in the form of ideas that feel like they come from you, and they probably do come from you, but it's just like, it comes from outside of you as well. Like, like little ideas, or maybe like you just get a feeling to do something, or to call someone, or to go somewhere. Or maybe you just someone says something to you that is like an answer to something. That's like another way. There's so many ways like that the angels can communicate with you. And a lot of times you won't always notice. It's not going to be like they're going to come into your bedroom and be like, or come into your house or whatever and be like, hey, Steph, so this is what we got to do. All right, you ready? So like, here's the game plan. They'll show up in other ways, like by your thoughts and feelings, little nudges, numbers. Maybe you see like a word, like today. Today also I was walking down the street. I live on this little island, and I walked by this boat that said clarity on it, and I was like, I've been kind of in this little weird mode all week, trying to figure out like what to focus on most right now with the stuff that I'm doing. And like, I saw that boat and it just said clarity, which really, and then I started kind of getting the nudge to really start writing everything out more, and prioritizing like, what I feel called to put my energy towards right now the most. So it was really cool. So a lot of angel signs today. That is what inspired this video. I hope that like you guys found some value in this and are excited to try this stuff on your own. So like I said, go get an oracle deck if you don't have one. Start like using it on yourself. Start meditating. Search like guided meditations with angels or anything, and write letters. I love writing letters. If you guys saw how many letters I have like in my phone, like if I search like dear angels or dear God and angels, like I have so many letters that I write, and I love doing that. I just feel like it's just a cool way to communicate. So that is all I want to talk about today. I also want to let you guys know, I want to ask you guys a question too. So comment if this is something that you would want to do. So as some of you know, I have my Client and Money Magnet bundle going on. It's like a training. It's 2 of my master classes. One is for, it's called Aligned AF, to get aligned with attracting more money, to shift your money mindset, and some powerful money rituals and habits to manifest with ease. I teach you in that masterclass the shit that's helped me go from like $0 to $10,000 in a month, basically, to make it, just to let you know. And then the other masterclass, Stand Out Online, I share how I grew my audience online, how I grew this group to 16,000 people in less than 6 months. So I'm offering this bundle at a really discounted price, and it also comes with two VIP one-on-one calls. I'm going to put a link above this video, but it's only going until Friday. So if you feel called to do it, act on it. But my question, I want to know, guys, like this is something I've never done. Or I might have done it like way long ago, but I've been thinking of possibly offering like single session intensives, like single session deep dive intensives that are like 90 minutes. For those of you who like maybe can't swing the whole one-on-one coaching with me for like my 3 and 6 month, but you want to get like really deep to the core of shit in single session or whatever, let me know if that's something you would be interested in, because I'm, for some reason, like, and I feel like it started with this bundle, I'm feeling like, I'm feeling kind of drawn to maybe offer this, or maybe do it for like a limited time kind of thing. So I just need to know like who would be interested in doing that. I know that in the past, like before I actually invested in a coach, I have worked with people like on that basis, and it was really helpful to me. So, you know, I'm just kind of like thinking about where I was and thinking like, you know, what you guys need and like what you guys want. So just let me know if that's something you're interested in, just comment. And then like if I put that together or whatever, if and when I do, I will let you guys know. So check out the Client and Money Magnet bundle. You can start with the VIPs in that bundle as well. Half off, guys. So it's at spiritualbossbabe.com/CM bundle, and I'll put the link above. All right, that is all I have for you guys today. Oh, check out my new pendant. I want to show you too. I have some new jewelry up too on my site if you guys want to go check it out. All right, I will see you soon, my loves. Have a beautiful, magical day. Bye.